Hello everyone, this is A32 back again with some what's on deck. I think my face is in the wrong spot here. There we go. um, we already looked at what's going on Kickstarter. I did that video yesterday. There's nothing new today. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Sorry. So let's see what's going on outside of Kickstarter. Couple things I'm going to mention. There was one thing here though that I wanted to see. Yes. These are coming to Kickstarter in a couple of weeks from Hanson Chen. New chicken nuggets. Based on some fairly rare Jerry's Nuggets casino decks. They were actual Jerry's Nuggets casino decks that look like this. I assume they're older than the more common red and blue ones that were just reprinted by Expert Playing Cards. Why Expert Playing Cards did not bother to do these, I don't know. I think it was stupid. I think they should have done these because as a collector, I would love to get a reprint of these because they're really hard to find. You know, it's really hard to find the originals, and probably if you do find them, it's going to be very expensive. So I'm sure there's a lot of people like myself, a lot of collectors, who would love to get some reprints of them. The best we're going to have to settle for is these chicken nugget versions by Hanson Sen. New editions, of course, of the previous chicken nuggets. These are going to have a vintage stock that tries to recreate the thin, durable, and snappy qualities of the deck. Probably the same stock that Expert is using on their vintage field decks printed in Taiwan, because they do print in the same factory. So yeah, and of course, like the other chicken nuggets decks in the past, they have the court guards stuffing their face with junk food. Really cool. And actually, here's a shot of the original Jerry's, vintage Jerry's. Very cool. I believe, yeah, these were Arco Jerry's Nuggets is what they were, I believe. All right. Oops, I think I opened up a page here by mistake. Moving on, there's a few other things to talk about. There was another Gemini casino deck that came out as well. Speaking of casino decks, everyone just trying to capitalize on this craze that seems to be going on right now. Wow. You buy 6 or more decks, you get a free sticker packet. Gee golly, just what I want. So the deck I was talking about is this Gemini Gold deck. It would be nice if it was foil, but it's not. It does have metallic gold inks though, so kind of like the Nux. Nice gold foil seal. I missed out. It is sold out. I sort of missed out because it is available from Murphy's, so I can get it for less. They were selling it for $12.95 in the first 24 hours, and it was going to be $14.95 on the retail price. I don't think it lasted 24 hours. Fulfilled by Art of Play. How exciting. So yeah. By the way, this image that they used here is horrible. It looks flaky. As some other people pointed out, I don't know why they used that image. It just doesn't look good. It looks dusty or dirty or flaky. Yeah. It's fine. Moving along. Speaking of casino decks, Art of Play released another one. Another new Ace Fultons that just came out yesterday. Should still be available. It is the Ace Fultons Femme Fatale. I am not surprised at all by this deck because in the last Ace Fultons deck they did the pink one, there was a card that was like this, pink on black, as a double backer, I believe. And I knew that they were going to be printing that, just like previously with the green deck came out, they had a green on gold, and then they produced that gold deck as a limited deck. So there we are. Not surprising at all. Really kind of hope this is it. I mean, how many Ace Fulton's decks do we need? How many of these casino decks? Gemini's had way too many already. There's been enough Cherry Casino, enough Ace Fultons, enough already. Do something different. It's getting ridiculous. But yeah, there you are. That back design. Arco faces, which is interesting for a casino deck. Um, Moving on. No more casino decks. There's something new from Riffle Shuffle that doesn't really interest me too much, and that's it right there. The Watchers playing cards. Careful, they're watching you. Watcher playing cards. I don't know how I feel about it. There's an interesting amount of blank space in the corners, as you can see. They're guardians, apparently. That's what they are. 72-hour special, $7.95 each. Yeah, I could probably still get it for less than Murphy's if I wanted to. Once they hit Murphy's, which I imagine they will eventually. Yeah, there is a border, and then there's all sorts of white space in the corners. It looks like it's obviously an owl. Kind of creepy looking. 3,000 printed. B Casino stock, designed by Adrian Valenzuela. Well, he was apparently high. Just kidding. And there's 200 premium embossed half brick boxes that look like that. I don't know how I feel about it. The owl design you see on the tuck case reminds me of another deck. Can't put my finger on quite what it is at the moment. The Ace of Spades is okay. And then these are the court cards, by the way. It is completely custom. The court cards are that. What that has to do with owls, I don't know. I guess they're the watchers, they're the guardians. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know how I feel about the back design. I don't know how I feel about the tuck case. This one to me is kind of a pass. This court card looks like it was molded out of cheese. Sculpted out of cheese. Yeah. It's about how I feel about that one. No, don't expect to see a review. I'm not very excited about it. Unless somebody wants to send it to me. Also, very quickly, by the way, I was going to check out DeFata's website like I usually do to see if there's anything new. It's down right now, so I don't know if they've got anything, to know about. Bomb Magic, though, I did notice a couple of things here that are new, and there they are. The Dents playing cards. Oh, God. Come on. The Corona, by the way, which I still need to do a review on, the prototype. Still, coming, I think, next month to Kickstarter. I think it's weird how they tell you how many have been sold of these decks, because then it makes you go, well, nobody's buying it. They must not be that good. I mean, 2 people bought this one person bought the Epoch. It's like, why do we need to know how many people have bought the decks? It seems weird that they tell us that. This may load up eventually. Oh. Yikes. $15.95. No wonder they only sold one. I know it says $50, but that's 50 Chinese yen or something like that. $6.95 US. That's not a bad price, all things considered. Let's look at these pictures. 9-month development to present this Chinese brush drawing style for Eastern image and create it into daily life. Inspired by classical Chinese. Aha. No, I don't have any questions. Apologize if you can hear some pounding of neighbor across the street working on something. I don't know if you can hear that. Um, it's an interesting bat design. I don't know. I don't know what's with these dots in the corner. Is that supposed to be moon cycles or something? I don't know. I don't think so. It's interesting. It's an interesting color scheme. And there's a unnecessary ad card. Top is okay. And that's it. They're not showing us the faces, which is a major turnoff for me. I assume they're standard. Oh, look, there's a video we can look at. We won't, but it's designed, printed by USB-C. Just wanted to see if there was designed by One Art and Chinese Bread, who designed the Miss Cindy playing cards. There is some modifications to the faces there that we can see. Limited edition will not be reprinted. I don't know why they need to tell us that. Most decks are not reprinted. How many decks are out there of these decks like this from websites like this or from Kickstarter or out there that you can say were reprinted? It's a very small amount. It is standard court cards from what I saw there. Fairly standard faces, maybe a slight recoloring. Yeah. Not very exciting. Let's look at the Epoch. Oh my god. I would rather get the other deck. From what I can tell, this one, it says Epoch on the back design many times. Go away. I don't have any questions to ask you. I hate those pop-ups. Standard court cards, some recoloring going on. There are interesting colors. Really? The ace of spades, that's it. It just says ace. Does that also say spade, I guess? Why? That's like, if you're going to design a deck of cards and you don't know what you want to do with the ace of spades, then just leave it alone. It's much better as is. This is horrible, in my opinion. I don't like it. Apparently they've been around since 2015. The Joker and the Panda. Okay. Epoch cardists. That explains a lot. Absolutely not. Designed by the member LHM, whoever that is, and printed by the USB-C. First deck of cards from Epoch Cardists, which I've never heard of them before. It's a modern style with highly contrast colors. Well, you know how I feel about decks that, try to be modern or futuristic. Yeah, absolutely not. No interest in that whatsoever. PlayingCardDecks.com. I haven't seen a whole lot new from them lately, and there still is nothing new here. Just the same old, same old. It's kind of interesting. See that? So let's go to Murphy's Magic very quickly. Probably a couple things to talk about there. Huh, look at that. Pretzel. That looks interesting. Linking pretzels. Interesting. Alright. So, of course, they had the Gemini Gold. Seafarers. Skelsterment. A few new things. They got the new decks from Passion's playing cards. Justice, Integrity, and Equality, which I am expecting in the next week or so. I think I mentioned this one before last week. The Avengers spread. I actually saw the video. It's pretty cool. You just put the cards one way. It has some logos. Different way. You got different logos. It's a very interesting concept. Don't know who printed them. If it was, I think it was in China, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll look at a couple of things here quickly. so that I can get on with doing some reviews, because I need to get some reviews done. So first of all, we got the Scout Instrument playing cards. Now, printed by USB-C. This was previously on Kickstarter. I didn't get it then, but I'm going to get it now. Designed by Abraham Sanchez. I'm familiar with him. There's your back design. It's got some interesting colors, obviously lots of skeletons. It's all about skeletons playing music. You'd see they're playing like a saxophone on the back design. And on the Jokers, and apparently everywhere. The Skelstomet is apparently a saxophone. At least I think that's a saxophone. At least they're not repeating chord cards, but they're similar enough. I mean, it's not a bad price. You can see from me, $6.10. I'll take it for that price. Looks a couple of gaffs. You know, it seems interesting. It's got some interesting colors. By the way, there's the tuck case. Pretty nice. It's available. It should be available soon in most card and magic shops. I believe it actually is still on like a pre-order type thing. Then there's Seafarers, which is the most recent one from Joker and the Thief that was on Kickstarter. It's pretty nice, as are most of their decks. Nice back design. Sea life, basically. And octopuses and, I guess, seagulls, I think. And to the core cards, very interesting. They got a similar style to their previous core cards. One thing I will say, looking at this right now, is some of them, like you look at the Jack of Hearts, it looks like he's living kind of like, there's a lot of space, you know, above the King of, above the Jack of Hearts there, and some of the other core cards, like they could have filled up that a little bit more. It looks like he's been crushed down a little bit. I mean, the King of Hearts is fine. Isn't too bad. The Jack of Hearts still looks like a midget. I don't know why that is, but it's basically the same faces as most of the court cards on their other decks, but obviously modified. Lots of tentacles wrapped around them. Ace of Spades. Looks pretty nice. And the Jokers. Again, pretty nice. You got the Joker and the Thief like usual. Pirate style, though, looks like. Yeah. Pretty nice. And then there's this one from Sky Member Presents Ancient Egypt playing cards. Oh no, this one is the one that is currently out of stock that they don't have yet. My apologies, not Skelstomet. That one they have. Interesting Ace of Spades. It says Ace Artist, Ace Arise. Interesting. And it's a pyramid. And then look at the other aces. Nice custom pips. What I don't like is the index on this. It's a triangle. I guess it's going for the pyramid type thing. I still would have preferred it if it was just an A. But outside of that, it's pretty nice. Nice custom court cards from the looks of it, featuring Egyptian gods and characters. There's the Jokers. The back design's pretty nice. And here's a tuck case. In fairness, you know, I've seen other decks from Sky Member Presents. I have one or two perhaps that were sent to me by Murphy's before. They weren't that great. This one is pretty good. 2500, printed by USB-C with metallic inks. Ancient elements on every card. I really don't have any complaints at the moment, aside from the indexes on the aces being kind of horrible. Yeah, so that's it. It's from Arise Art Studio and Calvin Liu. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's it for this week. Comment or subscribe. Let me know what you think. We'll see you next time with more. Hopefully. We'll see. There should be more. There's always more in playing cards. It's ridiculous. Always so much. See ya.